Hey everyone, it's Louie, and today we're going to be talking about how to greatly improve your video feed, DSLRs and smartphones as webcams on today's NXT TEK. You heard that right. In this day and age of working from home and teleconferencing, just webinars and all these things, we're going to be talking about how to vastly improve the image quality that you're putting out on Skype, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Meets, Messengers, or whatever video conferencing app that you guys are using, or even your game stream. At the very minimum, you're going to be walking away with a smartphone as a replacement for your built-in webcam to your laptop. But if you stick it out with me and give me a couple of minutes of your time, you're going to be using that old-timey Canon or Nikon DSLR that you just have sitting in a corner in your closet somewhere collecting dust to vastly improve the video that you're putting out into the world. The first thing you might be asking yourself is this going to be simple? So yes, it is going to be very straightforward, and all you need is the right software, the right cables, and then connection, better quality. Here we go. So the second question you're going to be asking yourself is, why would you want to do this? And the very simple answer there is that, why wouldn't you? I'm just kidding. The very simple answer actually is that the quality is going to be much better. Now, this video right now is being taken with an A4 TEK full HD 1080p camera, and the quality, as you can tell, is not that great. So let's swap back over to the DSLR video, and the difference is night and day. It's not even close. I mean, yes, this video gives you something to look at, but this video just looks gorgeous. The colors, the tonality, the crispness, it's just, and even when you downgrade the video of this SLR enough that you can feed it to the computer, directly to the computer without any special hardware, it's still going to be miles better than the lowly webcam that I have here. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the different things you can use as a webcam alternative, okay? Let's go at it from the most accessible to the least accessible. Now, for the most accessible, definitely, it's 2020, you have a smartphone, probably you have two. Probably you even have a spare one that you no longer use. That's probably the best candidate for this. So I'm going to show you the software that I have personally found to be useful in this scenario. So first thing you want to do is go ahead and go to the website dev47apps.com. It's shown on screen right now. I'm going to go ahead and link that down below also. Download first the Windows client here, and on your smartphone you either go to this website, this same website, dev47apps.com, or just go to your app store of choice and then key in the app Droidcam, and then go ahead and download that onto your phone. Now, once you have downloaded the PC client, it's going to have some install notes here, and once that's done, just go ahead and click connect the client and the phone app. So all you're gonna need to do is launch the Droidcam client, which I actually previously installed already. Once you got that open, you can pick how you want to connect, either through Wi-Fi, through USB, or through a Wi-Fi server. I suggest either using either of these two. As for Wi-Fi, all you're going to need to do is that if you go look on the app on your phone, it's just going to be asking for device IP, and you're just going to enter the IP that's on the phone. So it's the same one, .11, and on the phone, and make sure that the Droidcam port is the same, 50/50. And all you have to do is just hit start, and you have video. There you go. I'm going to take this into the recorder on my PC, and there you go. Now, immediately, you're going to notice, just because of the way that this is being ingested into my recorder, I think it's causing some issues, and it's stretching it out, but you can already tell that the quality of the skin tones is better. Depending on how strong your Wi-Fi signal is, it's going to affect how well your video plays through. If you're noticing right now a little bit of judderiness, a little bit of stutteriness, I think someone is loading onto the network and causing me some issues, right? Now, this can be solved by going over USB, and for instructions for that, they're on the website dev47apps.com. So let's go ahead and just compare it real quick again. So that's the Droidcam, that's the webcam, the A4 TEK, And then this is the DSLR. So let's go ahead and talk about some pros and cons with Droidcam. One of the biggest pros is that there is a free version that's fully functional, and that's what's called Droidcam, and a paid version called Droidcam X. Now, Droidcam X, the only difference there is it provides additional functionality, which we'll cover in a little bit. Second is that it actually can connect to your PC in a variety of ways, either via Wi-Fi or USB. Third, the smartphone video stream is actually detected as a standalone, sort of a virtual webcam. So that it actually goes into software like Skype, Messenger, or whatever you need to use without having to use any sort of intermediary software. And again, while there is some stutteriness as a result of probably a crowded Wi-Fi environment, the color quality that you get out of your smartphone camera is miles ahead of what this camera can offer. Now, here's the thing. The webcam that I'm using, the A4 TEK, the problem is that these are so scarce right now. I actually had to go through like 3 or 4 different sellers before I found someone selling it. Okay, so just the fact that you have a smartphone, if you don't have a webcam, it's a no-brainer. You just gotta plug that in. One other thing is that, again, I mentioned that the paid version has some additional features, and paying for the Droidcam X allows you access to these pro controls, which allows you to zoom and control autofocus. But most importantly, it unlocks the 720p HD mode, which allows you to have a more crisp signal coming out of the camera, which is fortunately only like $4, 199 pesos. And so yeah, that's Droidcam. If you need a quick and easy replacement for your camera, web camera, you're welcome. We're gonna go from most accessible to now a little bit less accessible. This method I'm gonna show you right now only works for Canon and Nikon cameras, and only if you're using a PC. There is also another tutorial for doing it on a Mac, and I may do one in the future. The common way of connecting a DSLR to a PC is via something called an HDMI capture card. I don't really want to show this, but my desk is messy enough. I don't need another thing plugged in there. So depending on what you're going for, it would have cost you anywhere between 4 and maybe even 10,000 pesos, now that I think about it. To me, that was really out of the question, until I actually took some time to look into using it over USB. And this is when things started to kind of look up. What I found in my search were 2 pieces of software. Number one is a software called digiCamControl. Great thing about it is that it's free, it's open source. Bad thing about it is that the video output it generates is not lag free. Sometimes it's pretty good, especially on a newer camera. It wasn't going to be enough. This discouraged me enough. I put this search down for another day, and then the next day I found this software, Sparkosoft's SparkoCam software. It is a ingenious piece of tech, and I think it's magic, basically. Okay, so SparkoCam Virtual Webcam is what it's called. The name can't be more descriptive. It exactly just does that. It turns your DSLR into a virtual webcam via micro USB. And if you don't know why that's a big deal, just know for a fact that for many years now, people have been asking for a way to easily connect SLRs and use them as video solutions for connecting to the PC. And the answer's always been, so SparkoCam is actually the software I suggest you go out and get for your Canon camera. Now, there is a big caveat here, and I'm just gonna get it out of the way right now. SparkoCam is not free. There is a free version. However, it has a huge ass watermark that goes across the entire screen, which is no bueno. Depending on what your budget is, it could be a deal breaker. But hold your horses before you go ahead and decide it's not going to be worth the money. Hear me out, and let's take a look at some pros and cons and a couple of samples. Big pro is you can take a DSLR and then connect it to your computer via micro USB. What is micro USB? That's mini USB. Usually your camera already comes with a wire like this. That's very important because the quality you get out of it is insanely good. I was not expecting much, but as soon as I saw the video preview, even on just the free version, I instantly realized I had to buy it immediately. As I mentioned earlier, previously, to get a good signal out of your DSLR onto your computer, you would need to use something like a cam link or some kind of HDMI capture card. This software basically eliminates the need for that. Just get your camera, get the right USB cable, and you're good to go. And I think this really is a game changer. Maybe I'm just late to the party, but it's honestly one of the best ways I've seen to connect a DSLR onto a PC. So like I mentioned earlier, one of the biggest cons is that the free version is only a trial. So there isn't any functional limitation. It's just that there's a huge watermark on the screen. And I think at this point, it's just a nitpick because of just how much more functional this is. The quality isn't a full 1080p stream. It, I think, is a lower resolution stream that it's upscaling very well. What that means is that you lose out on some sharpness and some clarity, but the coloration and the tonality is still going to be there, and it's still going to be looking like a good camera. Pretty good. But I think personally, there's a lot of value to this software. Now, depending again on the license that you're looking for, what I got was this one, SparkoCam for Canon, $49.95. Upgrades for a year, 1 activation. So depends on what you really want to get it for. The $49.95 is not going to be much over a long period of time. So once you download the software and install it, it's going to install a virtual webcam interface, and you're going to be greeted with this screen. So this is the main screen of SparkoCam. And I'm going to go ahead and hook up the camera using the USB cable. Or once I connect the camera, you're going to see the feed from here. That's not bad at all. That's another cool thing. It actually allows continuous photo focus to happen, and I can turn off the focusing rectangle. Now, this is one of the biggest complaints that people have over connecting the Canon DSLR to the computer via a cam link or similar HDMI capture device, is because you actually get the focusing rectangle in the shot, which is not great. But if I turn this off, I just unclick this, like, see that? Wow. So it's actually tracking. There, see? Worth every penny of the $50 I paid for. And as you can see, the quality is actually not bad. Like the crispiness, the clarity, it's there. I think it's a little bit dimmer and it's a little bit more cropped in. But otherwise, it's okay. It's very usable, especially for just streaming purposes. And so, without further ado, so this is what the 1080p webcam looks like, the A4 TEK. Hello? Okay, so it's okay. It's not bad. But if I switch over to the face cam, okay. So just that depth of field, the speediness of the focusing, you know. This doesn't have autofocus, I don't think. Only does one, and it's flatter. Okay, so this again is from the DSLR. Hello. I mean, you can tell, I suppose, at this point. And then from the camera. Now again, for ease of use, A4 TEK all the way. For actually producing content and creating a really good looking image, webcam. No, sorry, DSLR. DSLR for sure. Every day. Now, I've actually stopped recording on the SLR, and I'm going to continue the rest of this video on just the video stream coming through the SparkoCam. And I honestly don't think I could tell the difference. I guess I'll find out in editing, but right now it doesn't look that much different to me. We'll see. So what does this mean for you? Basically, any excuse you had for not being able to produce good quality content, especially if you already have the equipment, just out the window right now. There are software solutions that, like what we're talking about right now, like SparkoCam and Droidcam, that just make it so much easier to produce the content that you want to produce, or even to live stream with better control. I think this is a huge game changer for people who live stream, or for people who want to produce good quality content and don't really want to think about all the video and the syncing of the audio. Because right now, my setup is that so that I have this microphone hooked up into my computer, and then that camera would have been separately recording the video, and then I would have had to sync that in post. Or actually, I'm going to have to sync it in post because the first half of this video was done in the camera. So the problem there is, it's actually time consuming and it's labor intensive and it's kind of annoying. And it's really one of the most irritating things about producing video, that's syncing up all these things. They take up mind space. So with this, on the other hand, I just feed the camera into the computer, the phone, the microphone into the USB into the computer again, and it's all synced together by... Okay, I can't stand this lens anymore. And it's all synced together by my good friend here, OBS, which is the software I'm using to record all this on the computer. Okay, so it's much less work, it's much less hassle, and I think moving forward, this is actually the setup I'm going to be using to just record plain video. Okay, at some point in time, will I get a capture card, a Elgato Link, or something of that sort? Depends, probably, but for right now, I don't need to. I can stream whenever I want, and the only limitation really I have right now is the battery on the camera, and that's it. And that's the beauty of it, because you don't have to be a slave to the equipment. You can just make the equipment work for you in the way that you want it to work. So that's it for today's video. If you have any other questions about Droidcam, digiCamControl, or SparkoCam, or if you want more in-depth videos about those three pieces of software separately, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and hit like if this helped you out, and leave a subscribe if you're feeling generous today. Hit the bell notification thingy too while you're at it. It's pretty close. It's just right there. Alright, anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. It's Louis from NXT TEK, and you have a good one. Stay safe. Bye.